too. Walking through the garlic. Pretty good garlic patch. 15 rows, 200 feet long. We've had about 6 inches of rain in the last 2 weeks after being in a major drought. There's the garlic. We've got sweet onions and red onions, looking pretty good. We've got Yukon Gold potatoes. It rained really hard. Potatoes look amazing. We got 2 other patches of potatoes. One looks this good and one doesn't look quite this good. Let's see. We got our spring garden. We have carrots. It's been a weird spring for weather. Stand of carrots isn't perfect, but it looks pretty good. That one's called Romance, and that one's called Bolero. We had a frost kill here. Beets look pretty good. A couple weeds. Got some Canadian thistle in here. Hard to get rid of, but we keep it at bay the best we can. We got brassicas down here, sugar snap peas, lettuce, Swiss chard. Pretty nice little garden. Nice little spring garden. A couple different kinds of beets. I think we've got red ace here, early wonder tall top, and Chioggia down there. Those are those really pretty ones with the rings on the inside. You guys probably want to see some of that. Let's see here. Alright, I'll pull out a beet. And we'll check it out. Look at that beet. That's a pretty one. I'm ashamed to cut that one open. Here. Let's just take a knife and cut it open here. There we go. Now, you guys can see. Look at that beautiful bullseye pattern right in there. Chioggia beets, they're delicious. They're related to sugar beets, so they're extra sweet. Just really good. And then we've got iceberg lettuce down there, Crispino, I believe it's called. There's no iceberg lettuce gets a bad rap because it's really quite delicious when it's fresh from the farm, picked the day, eaten the day it was harvested or the day after, or at least the week after. Fresh. It's a really yummy, sweet, crispy. This is winter-boar kale. Sierra Batavian lettuce, I believe, an old variety. We've been growing that one for practically my whole career because it is a bolt-resistant, crispy, delicious head lettuce. And notice how we put the head lettuce in between the rows of kale and broccoli. And then we have broccoli here, a couple different kinds of cabbage. Looking lovely, looking beautiful, sizing up nicely. We've got peas, just some really tiny little sugar snap peas on here. There's some right there. See if I can find one. But yeah, they're just looking good. It has been a hard year for a spring garden. It just has been. We've had to replant the peas. We've had a month with no rain. We've had torrential downpours, late frosts. It's just like the weather's been pretty wild. But now I'm going to show you some other stuff here. Let's see. We've got the tomato patch. We tried to do wide rows this year so I could continue to cultivate throughout the season, because I usually did a row of peppers in between here, but then everything would get so big I would have to cultivate it with a walk behind tiller, and that is just too much work for me at this stage in the game. So I could use the tractor now. These guys will eventually close in the rows pretty good. We've got about 20 varieties of tomatoes here in 3.5 200-foot rows. Looks like four 200-foot rows. I misspoke. So we've got a bunch of tomatoes. We're gonna have a lot of tomatoes too. I don't know if you can tell, but here, but the ground is, after 6 inches of rain, we have a lot of weeds sprouting, but we also have, you can see lots of compost in here. I put lots of compost on here. I really went heavy with the compost this year. I wanted to have happy tomatoes. These are peppers, all kinds of peppers, all kinds. They could use a break in the rain, but they're pretty happy. The ground here is so soft. Yeah, so we have more peppers, I don't know, about a dozen different kinds of peppers, mostly sweet, but some hot ones too. Yeah, I'm not gonna walk through here, it's too wet. Yeah, yeah. So it is just a lovely spring garden it's turning out to be, even though we had to come by it with a bit of struggle. Here's some winter squash and haired over with weeds. As the farmers say, butternuts and spaghettis and delicatas and all sorts of stuff like that. All right, and that's your 5-minute garden tour.